Hey everybody, welcome to the Podcasters Lounge. Happy you're here. Hopefully you can hear me this time. Last stream I started, my mic was muted. So let's check out real quick all the stuff we're going to cover today. I want to check a couple Facebook groups, including the Podcasters Hangout. I've seen a lot of we'll talk about it. I'm going to check out some Facebook posts. I want to just mention about Pandora. Of course, that was big news last week that Pandora is going to have podcasts. Actually, I think they do right now. But anyway, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about this. Consumers love smart speakers. They don't love news on smart speakers. At least not yet. Okay, terrific. Then, why do I have to agree to these things on these websites? Then, Peaked. I think it's called Peaked. Your podcast discovery platform. Oh, really? All right. How to talk to people, according to Terry Gross, right? If you're ever wondering how to talk to people, we're going to talk about that. Crisp. This is interesting. One button, no noise. Excuse me. Wow. One button, no noise. Mute the background noise during your calls. All right, we're going to look into that. Oh, yes. The Rode, what is it called? Rodecaster Pro. More big news. We'll talk about that. Of course, if you're here, definitely chat a little bit. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. And I obviously take questions. Well, not obviously, but I take questions. So if I can help in any way, let me know. I didn't really introduce myself, but you guys, I'm Chris Curran. You probably. Anyway, Podcast Engineering School. Yes, Podcast Engineering School. Okay. So the Rodecaster Pro is interesting. This article, no, people aren't skipping your podcast ads. Okay. I don't know about that. Ed Sullivan is here. What's up, Ed? Happy to see you, brother. This is the, and we are live on Facebook. Josh Pound, dude! Where's my... Gotta give Josh Pound...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yes. So I'm just quickly going over the topics for the day, and as you guys know, ask me any questions. This is the lounge, right? Think of us chilling in the lounge, just chilling, talking, hanging out. Maybe you're sipping your beverage of choice. Mine today is my Pure Leaf tea again. Oh, yeah. And, so anyway, continuing along with our topics, I'm going to buzz through them so fast because I want, at the beginning of the replay video, I want everybody to see what we're going to talk about so then they can decide, if they like some of the topics, they'll stick around. If they think all the topics are rubbish and I'm an ugly person, then they're going to leave. It's perfectly fine. Soothe. Oh, the newest plugin I tried literally today. It's pretty awesome. Nectar 3. I wanted to just talk about Nectar 3 for a minute. Then we got Pocket Casts. Had a redesign. Okay. Scott Sakura is here. What's up, man? Welcome to the lounge. What are you drinking? What are you smoking? Yeah, and all that. PBR in a Wookiee koozie. A Wookiee cozy. All right, Broken Record. This is we're going to talk about the podcast Broken Record. We're going to talk about Dan Carlin's Hardcore History Addendum. A little bit. Another article, Podcast Marketing, how to promote your podcast on social media. Okay? Then the memory mic, which is this little white thing down here. We're going to talk about that. It's from Sennheiser. And the 12 days of UAD. I don't know if you've seen this. Universal Audio, they do 12 days of UAD, like the 12 days of Christmas, and they have sales and everything, whatever. I don't know why. As soon as I start the stream, I have to cough. But 18 quotes about podcasting, yes, and maybe you have a favorite quote. Ed Sullivan, really? The first recreational marijuana shops opened in Massachusetts on Tuesday. Interesting. Yeah, they're here in Colorado, but I haven't been there. I mean, I don't do that anymore. That's been many, many years. 2018 Discover Pods Awards finalist. Anyway, I just want to comment on that. I don't think it's really big news, but how to choose a name for your podcast. I was even thinking we could together, we could create a new create an idea for a podcast and name it. All right, the World Chess Championship is still underway. Bitcoin is doing things, and I might play a chess game, and I might do my daily workout at what is this? Sound Gym, so that you can play some games. Also, SonarWorks has a game called Match the Mix I've played the last few weeks. And that's pretty cool. And then of course, Podfest is March 7th to 9th, and Podcast Movement. That's just kind of announcements. So yeah, welcome to the lounge. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I remember when I was growing up in New Jersey, when I was in high school, some of my friends' brothers were in college, and so they would, like, the night before Thanksgiving was like this night where like all the college kids came home, and there was like this one bar where they all went, and of course they were old enough to drink. And anyway, I think like the night before Thanksgiving was like some epic partying happened in my town every year. So I don't know. This is probably a lot of people are traveling, right? Today's a travel day. Anyway, if you're traveling, be careful. Anyway, happy to have you in the lounge. Are you lounging? If you are lounging, take a picture of yourself lounging and tweet it at Pod Lounge. Did you know this is our Twitter account here, Pod Lounge. Pod Lounge. Pod Lounge. Look at that. See that picture? I took that picture in New York City. That's actually Central Park, part of Central Park. The very southern tip of Central Park. I think this is 6th Avenue or 5th Avenue. I'm not sure, right there between these buildings. Anyway, if you want to tweet some pictures. Whatever you want to tweet. You're in the lounge. All right. So I saw some. Are you guys members of the Podcasters Hangout? It's a pretty cool Facebook group for podcasters. Yeah, John Dennis moderates it. He's a co-organizer of Podfest, which is going to be in Orlando. Oh, and here come all the comments. Oh, let me check if I can. Oh, do all the comments show on the screen? Oh, they do. Oh, wait. Except for the top. Hello. Ed was like, hello, and nobody saw him. That ain't right. It's Ed Sullivan you're talking about. I mean, that ain't right. All right? That's all I'm saying. Unbelievable. Okay. So, podcast idea for you. Yes, Scott, I need podcast. My precious moment. My precious. Mike McCallan is here. Wow, welcome, Mike McCallan. I only follow Pod Lounge. And Donald Trump, both full of good information and a few laughs. Oh boy, let's not get political. Although you did write a book about Trump, right? That's a kid's book, right, Mike? Scott says, a podcast about all your favorite precious moment figures. I will let you yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm a huge collector of precious moments. Actually, I don't remember what they are, but I know it's like some what is it, Scott? Like some goofy collectibles or some girly stuff, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with girly stuff. All right? I'm just saying. I don't know. See, what happens in the lounge stays in the lounge, okay? Wow. All right, I was trying to... Somebody asked the question. Oh, here's Brittany Felix. I think she posts like 9 times a day on Facebook and comments about 87 times a day, which I think is really helpful for a lot of people. Yes. There you go. Look in the chat for Mike McCallan's book. Okay, terrific. Hey, is the music level okay? I mean, I know it should be pretty low. I can barely hear it, but oh, they're doing some giveaway. Podcast Expo Black Friday free tech gift promotion. Okay, I don't know what you got to do. Oh, you got to get your ticket to Podfest, and then you get a free tech gift. Your choice between a 4K action camera or a latest gen Echo Dot smart speaker. And $40 off your purchase. Really? Man, that sounds pretty good. Oh, yeah. Did the music just get goofy, or was it me? Yeah, that's like a that sounded like a Spanish. I don't even know what. Honest feedback on your podcast, Jermaine Fowler. Okay. What podcasting groups do you guys belong to and like? Okay, so Pandora, I mean, if you don't know, Pandora is going to have podcasts in their app and everything, and they just started, so they put in, I think, 420 podcasts. And I actually got an email from Pandora saying like, hey, wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna see what it was. All right, see, now you could see me. So now I can go into my email because I'm such a novice streamer. I don't know. Well, and I only have really one screen. So Pandora wrote me an email and said, congrats, you're in a Pandora podcast VIP. Okay. And it says, get started with podcasts on Pandora. And then there's a link, start free early access. Only available on mobile. Actually, I could probably click over and show you guys this. It's kind of a good looking email. I don't know how to send emails that look this good. I mean, it's probably not hard, but I don't know. So get started with podcasts, free early access. Then it says easy discovery. Hand-picked personalization. Doesn't every app say this, or every platform? Hand-picked, curated for you. I mean, I get it. It's probably they'd probably try to do that the best they can, and a growing library. Much more to come. So there you go. That's Pandora. Yeah, Scott, the figurines. Yeah, we need it. Yeah, an audio podcast about the figurines. That would be great. So yeah, Pandora, and obviously if you're in Libsyn, you're gonna get into Pandora probably quicker than anywhere else. If you're with Libsyn, you can actually email them and say, hey, can I get into Pandora now? And they'll be like, sure. Probably Dave Jackson. He'd be like, sure. So that's Pandora. And this was a piece of news I thought was weird. Consumers love smart speakers. They don't love news on smart speakers. Okay, so first of all, do you guys own smart speakers? Because we got a Amazon Alexa, and like I said last time, the moment I plugged it in, I realize that they are going to be listening to me and recording everything. And who knows? Maybe they're doing that through my phone right now, right? Right? Hello, FBI or CIA or whatever. I don't know. They got to be listening, right? So that's first thing. But now they have a graph down here. Look at this graph. It says the top most valued features on a smart speaker. This is in the UK. But this is like the only, they just did a study. And you could see number 1 on the bottom left says play music, answer general questions, weather updates, set alarms and reminders, and then news updates. 1%. And the question was, which, if any, of the following features do you use / is most important on your speaker? And I don't know. To me, like, if someone asked me that, I'd be like, I mean, it seems like news I think a lot of people would listen to the news, right? But maybe they don't think it's that important because they think they can get the news elsewhere, right? So that's what I think. I think people they didn't answer news because, well, maybe, again, I'm guessing, maybe they didn't vote for news because it's not important. They can get it somewhere else, right? Or maybe they just don't get news from a smart speaker. I don't know. I'm afraid of those things, man. Right? Okay, most popular news briefing brands in the U.S. Okay, all the big names, okay? Surprising? No. This is like, that's the thing about podcasting. It's like, you know what? Let's go cover those awards next. Ed, you can get counseling from a smart speaker. You should. All right, baby. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that to sound like you need the counseling. I'm just saying, if it's there, where's these goofy awards that I showed earlier? Hold on. All right, no one look at the screen. I'm gonna be clicking through stuff. I don't want you to get a headache. There we go. This is it. All right, now you can look back at the screen. So, here's the thing. I don't know who did these awards, but okay, another podcast award show. All right, Scott is passing out the podcasting ideas like they're Pez. Let's do it, Scott. Let's start one. We'll start one right now. All right, Nickelcast. Podcast trying to unearth the reason everyone dislikes the band Nickelback and why people won't admit to being a fan. I mean, apparently they're popular, so you'd probably have a good audience for that. I don't know if it's just my age or whatever, but like I only think I ever heard parts of like a couple Nickelback songs. Like I don't think I even heard a whole song. Like, probably on the radio I heard pieces, but like, So, meanwhile, sometimes the music gets loud. I think the music is loud right now, but anyway, so here's the thing. On here, most popular news briefing brands, okay, it's all the big names. And then you go to a podcast awards and best overall podcast 2018. It's all the big names. Radiolab. Right? So like, I don't like this. It's just sometimes podcasting feels weird. It's like there's lots of people podcasting, but yet the same few podcasts always end up with the biggest numbers and all that. And I understand why. But like I wish there was like some award, like there should be some like awards or something, or some sort of discovery for podcasts that just excludes all the big shows. All right? Because we all know the big shows. We know where to find them. There's lists out the wazoo about the big shows, okay? And then any app you open, they're like, oh, let me recommend some podcasts. Okay, Radiolab, Serial, right? I mean, so we don't, I guess personally, I'm tired of getting recommended the same, 10 10 or 20 big podcasts, I always want to find the really interesting podcasts. Like, not necessarily popular, but people out there are doing some cool stuff, and I don't know. Maybe there exists a place where you could find good podcasts. I don't know. All right, Scott Sakura. This guy's on a roll. Your best. Do they exist? Hot and Amish. Yeah. Are they mythical creatures being from another dimension? Yeah. Scott, you should start a network. Mike McCowan, look at him switching over to Facebook. And Andrew Wang is here. What's up, Andrew? See, Andrew Wang, he listens to a smart speaker and he listens to news. Andrew Wang of Inspired Money. Okay? Money is not the root of all evil. So if you want to... And your show, actually, Andrew, is about more than just money, too, right? It's kind of about, like, personal development and growing and moving forward and succeeding in general. But it is a lot about money. So hey, Andrew. Mike McCallan is just... Look at this guy. He goes from Twitch to Facebook. And I gotta look at these Facebook ads over here, so I'm sorry that I'm being looking funny and stuff, but for some reason, Restream in the Restream chat, Facebook's not showing up there yet, even though supposedly it's supposed to work. So, and now, of course, is this song 18 minutes long? All right, it's almost over. It's over, Johnny. So, I don't know. I kind of peeked through these podcast awards and I was like, who, obviously the big podcast, the really popular podcasts win awards because, if you have a popular podcast, you could say hey, everybody go vote for us over here. And people do it. Or podcasters who are really good at, they might not have the biggest audience, but they have a really responsive audience, and then they actually spend a month or two focusing on these awards and just pushing everyone there. And I think those people can win too, just because of the push they give it. Hey, Heather, welcome. So, Heather, are you eating your Thanksgiving dinner in New Zealand right now, or do you guys do Thanksgiving? Mike McCallan, I saw his post earlier on, was it Facebook? He said he's watching some kids movie for the 1,000th time with his daughter. All right, well, I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on award shows? Desert Island Podcast. What does that mean? What does that mean? Of course, Radiolab won. Oh, great. I mean, Radiolab's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think all these big shows are awesome. I'm not saying they're not awesome. By the way. People's Choice. Oh, People's Choice. Well, who was choosing the other ones then? If this is the People's Choice. Wait, what's Hysteria 51? You guys ever listen to that? Oh, two friends as well as a rotating list of guests and beers. No, see, I was looking for Area 51. Oh yeah, Moana. Is that how you say it? Moana, the movie. So, best podcast production company. Why isn't Fractal Recording in here? I got robbed. Earwolf. These are media companies. These aren't production companies. Right? They're it's media company. Wondery, Radiotopia. I mean, yes, they do production, but they do a lot else too. Anyway, are you guys... Let's move on. And I don't know what it is with this music. The last two streams. I mean, this is the chill station, okay? We're supposed to be chilling. And all this... I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what that music is called. All right, Peaked. Well, look, I was just talking about Discovery. So here we go. Peaked. Okay? It's PIQD.com, your podcast discovery platform. See, can someone tell me what kind of music this is? I mean, what is this? I mean, is it just goofy or is it me? How do I gotta start thumbing down these things, right? So Curious Minds select the most fascinating podcasts from around the world. Discover hand-picked PIQD audio recommendations on your favorite topics. Okay, so I wonder who these curious minds are that are selecting the best podcast. But anyway, it's a discovery platform, it says. And, well, it looks like there's a few posts here. Up and Vanished. Well, that's a big name podcast. Join free. I don't know even how you... Is it an app or is it just on the web? Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, here are the curators. All right. All these people. Awesome. There's the team. So I guess it's a web thing. You got to log in. Anyway, I don't know if it's free. But see, I kind of always want to try stuff like this, but then I don't really have the time. I mean, I guess I could try it now. Anybody interested in me trying to do this while we're on the stream? I don't know. And well, the thing about podcast listening for me is I don't listen to that many podcasts. I just don't have time, and like I don't go running every day and listen to podcasts, and I don't commute to work every day and listen to podcasts. So I don't listen to that many. I mean, I produce a lot, but I don't listen to that many. So, all right. Anyway, Peaked. I don't know if any of you try it out. Let me know how it is. Okay, now this is a story you've all been waiting for because we all need help with how to talk to people. Okay, according to Terry Gross. Of course, Terry Gross. She's been for about 40 years doing that Fresh Air show with NPR. I don't know if it was called Fresh Air back then. Oh, 1975 she started Fresh Air. There you go. 43 years. All right. So I want to ask you, Heather, Scott, and Mike McCallan and Andy Wang, tell me about yourself. Also known as the only icebreaker you'll ever need. Tell me about yourself. That's a really good open-ended question, right? You know, another one I really like, it's not a question. It's, I should read the story. Oh, man, I don't have it in front of me. You know what? I'm going to have to, without reading the story, if I tell you the punchline, it's not going to even be funny, so. All right, tell me about yourself. There she is. That's a Neumann. I don't know which Neumann that is, but looks like a Neumann. The secret to being a good conversationalist. Curiosity. Right? I just recorded earlier, about 2 hours ago. No. 4 or 5 hours ago, I recorded my episode for tomorrow for the Podcast Engineering Show. And look, I cleaned up my title and my author field because Daniel J. Lewis told me that, or told us that if you try to do keyword stuffing in there, you might get booted out of Apple Podcasts. Anyway, I recorded an episode for my show, which I recorded it today. I'm going to put it out tomorrow. I never turn them around that quick because well, it's a lot of work, right? It's a long time. Like the interview itself, that was about a 2-hour block of time between getting ready and all that. And then post-production usually takes about 3 hours total. So Mike McCown likes long walks in the sand. Doesn't have to be the beach. He said sand, okay? Holding hands and girls who drive four-wheel drive trucks. Okay. Holding hands. Oh, God. You know, I never... Like, apparently those dating apps are pretty huge nowadays. Is that true? I don't know. I've actually never used one because by the time they came out, I was married. Probably. Anyway, so tomorrow the episode, it's a pretty good one. It's it was a fun one. And anyway, my reason for bringing it up was curiosity. Like when I do my show, like, and I'm talking to, podcasters or podcast producers, like I really want to know, like, what are they doing? How are they producing their audio? Like what mic, what preamps, what plugins? Like, I really want to know because it's my world and I love it. And so that's pretty cool. Be funny if you can. That's right. Be funny. Well, some of us are funnier than others, and I'm not one of the funny ones. Preparation is key, okay? Preparation. We all know this. Take control by pivoting to something you want to talk about. That's a good one because actually one of my clients just did an episode and the guest was just, and I'm sure you've heard this or you've interviewed people like this. The guest would start answering the question and then just go off on a huge tangent. And then sometimes literally never answer the question. Just start talking, and it's like, whoa, man. And so as a host, it's like, right? It's sometimes hard to get people back on track. What's this next one? Miss Gross doesn't want you to dodge questions, but if you're going to, here's how. What does this mean? She suggests that if you don't want to answer a question, you should use honesty. Just say, I don't want to answer that. Yeah, or if you don't want to be that blunt, hedge with a statement like, I'm having a difficult time thinking of a specific answer to that. Yeah, I like just being blunt. Like, nah, I'm not going to answer that. I mean, what's wrong with that? If you're not going to answer it, then you're not going to answer it. Going the martyr route. Oh, geez. I'm afraid by answering that, I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, and I don't want to do that. There you go. Every time you don't want to answer a question, just say that. So, Mike McCown, when your wife asks you, what you want for dinner or something, and just be like, honey, I'm afraid if I answer that, I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings, and I don't want to do that. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I like that. I mean, I'm not being serious. I don't think it's really a good one. I think it's funny. I mean, unless it's the truth, then I'm fine with it. But making stuff up is weird, I get. One of the things in my life I've realized is that I'm really good at technical things, but like when it comes to interactions with people, like I tend to like just honest, like, what's the word? Transparent, like literally just two human beings talking like human beings. Like, that's what I like. But that is so rare, it never happens. Everyone either has their agenda, or they're trying to sell you something, or they're not, or they ask you questions, but they don't really care about the answer. They're just looking around, and it's like, I end up feeling like, what is this? What is this garbage? But that's how society is. You know, you got to talk to people, and you got to, whatever, I guess, right? Or maybe you don't. Terry pays attention to body language. When to push back and when not to. Anyway, it's, this, so think about a brand new podcaster who doesn't know much and who has no experience podcasting. The tech, like the mics and the interfaces and the recorders and the software, that's like one thing that people don't get and they have to learn. Another thing is the mic technique, like how to actually talk into a microphone and not like, lean back 4 feet and, lip smack like crazy. And say like 5,000 times. Like they got to learn mic technique, and then you got to learn the conversational part if you're going to be a host, right? Because there is a lot to learn, and it's like there's like little expert ninja tricks that you can use to get around something or to do things, and it's an art, right? Interviewing can be an art. That's why, you ever listen to a podcast when the guest was okay, but the host is the one that just frustrated you because they were just like reading questions. So, tell us about your company and why you started your company. I mean, first of all, that's monotone. Second of all, that's one of the worst, like, I don't know why. It's not a bad first question for an interview, but I don't know why whenever I hear it, I just cringe and I usually turn it off. If someone's like, oh, so welcome to the show. So why don't you just tell us how you got into, high altitude skiing and what made you get into that? What? That's a bad example. Because actually, that's kind of interesting. Like, how did you get into high mountain skiing? But like, okay, just, I don't know. I don't. What do you guys think? When you do an interview, do you do it chronologically? Okay, what did you study in school? Or tell us about what were you doing before you wrote the book and whatever. Do you like chronological or do you not? I don't know. Ed Sullivan has a pen clicker. A guy, somebody who was on the podcast clicking a pen. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Tapping the foot is a good one too. That's awesome. Some people actually smack the table too. They'll be like, they'll get into it and they'll smack the table and it's like, dude, All right. Shall we move on? Should we play some chess? Should we start from the back here? We got the Podcast Engineering Show. We got Inspired Money. We got Twitter. Oh, I got 7 notifications? Oh, dude! Oh, Scott Sakura. He's rocking the beverage and the Wookiee. Wait a minute. He mentioned it up here. Oh, the Wookiee koozie. That's called a koozie. All right, I didn't know that. The little the thing you put around your drink. Anyway, that's awesome. Awesome, Scott. Cheers, brother. The Beard Boss. Oh, then you got these. Then you got this game. I kind of wanted to play one of the Sound Gym games today, instead of just playing the SonarWorks one again. Match the mix. But last time I played this, last week, it was my worst outing ever. It was terrible. So, all right, we'll get back to podcasting stuff. All right. This is an app for Mac. Now so this app is supposed to mute the background noise during your calls. But here's my question. If it's for a Mac, that means you have to use it on a computer. That means you got to make your call through the computer? Like, how does that work? So, actually, if you go down to the bottom, you can see, works with any calling app, whether conferencing, gaming, or streaming. Zoom, Hangout, Skype for Business, WebEx, GoToMeeting, RingCentral, BlueJeans, Uber Conference, Slack, and Messenger. See, regular Skype is not on this list. So, all right, well, hey, it supposedly mutes all the background noise. So I don't know. This is something I would love to try, but I don't know if I'd ever use it. I mean, when I'm on my computer here in my studio, there's no noise. You know? I mean, what is this for people like sitting at cubicles? But even that noise, like noise of other people talking near you, is different than like an air conditioner running. The air conditioner is way easier to get rid of. Or reduce, I should say, because you usually can't get rid of it 100%. But people talking, or like different sounds, like, you know, like a frying pan clanking or anything, that's way more difficult for this software to mute, basically. Oh, here's a little picture of it. Let's give it a try. So anyway, I thought this was interesting. I mean, I don't know. If you were around like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, like, people didn't just come up with cool stuff like this. Like, you couldn't. So I don't know. That's something that's so cool. Like the last 5 or 10 years, it's like a lot of people are creating things that do cool things. I mean, I don't know. We should be thankful for that, I think. Mike McCallum going to the Warriors game instead of hanging in the lounge? Terrible. Okay. Enjoy the game, brother. The Warriors. I don't even know if they're good. I don't follow sports at all anymore. Except chess, which I don't know if chess is a sport. But anyway, the world champion Magnus Carlsen and his challenger, Fabiano Caruana, have played 9 out of the 12 games, and they've drawn every game. No one has won a game yet. So, you know, it happens. They're both so good that it's just hard to beat someone in chess when they're really, really good. Like, it's just really hard. So, anyway, but chess, well, that's an interesting debate. If chess is a sport, or what makes a sport, right? So, where are we? All right, let's move on. Look at this. How do you like this? You can be podcasting within minutes of opening the box. I mean, that's just not true. Like, well, minutes, like 500 minutes, maybe. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's easy, but like maybe me or you could do it within minutes. But the average person, I don't think they could. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is the new Rodecaster Pro. This came out, last week or something? Yeah, Rodecaster Pro, okay? Podcasting made easy. Australian pro audio giant Rode Microphones has launched the Rodecaster Pro, the world's first fully integrated podcast production studio. So there's a bunch of cool things about it. Well, there's 4 microphone inputs, right? So that's cool. So if you could sit at a table or a desk and plug in 4 microphones. Actually, I didn't. Sorry, I'm gonna. I'm just going to see if B&H has any better pictures of this. I want to see the back panel. Rodecaster. There it is. Right? Because B&H is going to have some good pictures probably. There it is. And if I click it, there it is. And if I click it again, oh yeah, look at that. So, yeah, you got your 4 mic inputs over here. And you got 4 headphone outputs. That's obviously handy because if you have 4 mics, you need to have 4 headphones. And then you have a speaker output, left and right speaker output. And then you have your USB output. And you can even have a little micro SD card, I guess. Then there's a power button. So there's that. And here's the top of it. So, yeah, you got your... So this is the headphone volume here. This is the speaker output volume. Then you got the 4 microphone faders, which I'm not sure if, like, how they do the mic preamp. I don't know if it's in here or is it just... Or the fader is the mic preamp. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But there's the 4 mic inputs. Then you have... Oh, this here is the audio coming back from the computer. This here is from a phone. Oh, because you can actually... I think you can connect a phone through Bluetooth. So you can, like, connect your phone through the Bluetooth and play play anything from your phone, and it'll come through this unit and go into the computer, and you can record it. Oh, this is the Bluetooth right here. So what's this phone thing? That looks like a phone, right? Now, let me look at the back again. Oh, here's phone input. Yeah, well, I missed that little thing right there. I don't know what kind of... Oh, I guess it's just like a little 1/8 inch. Yeah, it looks like a little 1/8 inch input, so... Well, but now phones don't all have 1/8 inch outputs, right? A lot of them just have the new whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure you can get a cable, plug that in, and then... So then... Wow. So then you have these pads here, which I think you can load sound clips into here. So you can load in sound clips, and then while you're having a podcast, like if you want Barry to say...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you just tap this button, and of course then you have the volumes, the fader for these samples. And so it looks pretty cool. And then, okay, a big record button. That's good. So here, so this is the big question that came up. Yeah, Heather, I'm also excited to see Bandrew's review of this thing. Did he? I think he said he already ordered it, right? Or he's gonna get it or something. So the price it's not cheap. It's $600. Oh, and the other thing. It has Aphex on board. So I think it has... I'm not sure what Aphex it has. I think it's just a little EQ, like the big bottom and the oral exciter, I think. Not sure, but that's pretty cool. I mean, just, you know what I mean? Like, that's just pretty cool. Class A servo-biased preamps. I don't know what that means. I'm sure we'll get... Once people start testing this thing and listening, they'll tell us how the preamps are. Hopefully they're good preamps. You know, at least good. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to be the best, obviously. Like they're not going to be as good as a Sound Devices Mix Pre 6. They're not going to be that good. But who knows? Maybe they will be that good. But I would love to try that. So here's the thing that we're all wondering, all us audio engineers and stuff, is that when you plug in 4 mics to this thing, that's fine. And I can move the faders and I can adjust the levels of each mic. Love it. But a lot of these USB mixers, you can plug in, let's say in this case, you could plug in 4 microphones, but then when the audio goes into the computer, they only allow you to record a stereo signal. So left and right. So what it does is it mixes all 4 microphones together into stereo. And the music, like those 8 sound clips you see right here, it'll mix the sound clips with the people, with the phone, with everything, all onto a stereo recording. Which, okay, it is what it is, but any professional recording really needs each microphone and each source recorded on its own track. So that's the big question. We were actually trying to find out from Rode, and if we look, hold on. No, because we had a little tweet with Rode. So, oh wait. Sorry if I'm scrolling fast sometimes. So, yeah, here we go. So here's the thing with Rode. Can't wait to get... So, it looks like it lacks multi-channel integration, which means it's just going to record the stereo bus. So I wrote, can't wait to get clarification on this point from Rode mics or someone who is already using one. And Rode wrote back, that's correct. The Rodecaster Pro has a stereo output. Okay, that didn't answer the question. So I clarified. I said, thanks. And how about recording each of the separate inputs on their own tracks in my DAW? And I have not heard back yet. So this was what? A few days ago. And, you know, in the world of Twitter, if a few days go by, that means you're not going to get an answer. So that kind of stinks. If this, I'll tell you this, in my opinion, if this thing can only record 2 tracks in my computer, that is a huge blunder by Rode. That you would make something like this that is so cool, so handy, you know, supposedly, we haven't tried it yet, but make something so cool and so handy, and then you're just gonna mix all the audio together and record that in the computer on the stereo track. Oh, that's terrible. Again, from a professional production standpoint, right? Because, you know why? Because what if the guy on track 4 over here is a loudmouth, and what if the person on track 1 is one of these people who they just talk like this, and they want to talk on the podcast, and right? How are you going to try to level them out live during the interview? You're going to try to make sure they're level because it's all being combined together in the recording? Oh, you can't do it. You can't do that. I would never do that. So hopefully we can get clarification on this soon. That'd be awesome. All right, that's not so bad. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, Heather, you like it? Like the looks of it? I do too. I hope the mic pre's are good. And I don't know there's not a separate mic pre and fader. So it's like they combined the mic pre and fader, I guess. That's a little, well, it's different. And I think it will affect the sound slightly. But, you know, might be just fine. Who knows? So there you go. There's the Rodecaster Pro. What are some of the other specs? Oh, yeah. 3.5 millimeter TRRS for the phone or the device. Yes, Ed Sullivan, for live streaming it would work well since you're not doing any post-processing anyway. That's true. It's a great point. Bluetooth, another phone or device, and USB for music/audio or app calls. So Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's it. So USB. So that's this fader right here. And so that, again, you could probably have Skype open on your computer, and this person's, the voice on Skype will come up on this fader. Yeah, that's it. So, okay, they're sort of making everything mix minus by default, which is good. Programmable sound effects pads. Yes, 8 color-coded sound effects triggers. And, programmable in the Rodecaster Pro or from your computer via the software. Oh, so you can actually load the sound clips for these little sound clip pads. You can load the sound into, like, on your computer. And then when you click this, it'll just come through. That's pretty cool. All right, Aphex, Exciter, and Big Bottom, right? This is what I thought it was. Also includes multi-stage dynamics, compression limiting, and noise gating. So I think in order to find out how that works, you'd have to... Maybe this screen is how, like... Or maybe you need to adjust all this in the computer. That's probably what you have to do, instead of on this screen here. But that's kind of interesting if you can, like, live have the Aphex Exciter, the Big Bottom, and the compression limiting and noise gating. You know, all going at the same time. That'd be kind of... But, so then the problem is you're going to have to set those things. So, when Johnny Sixpack sits down in front of the mic, you're going to have to go in the computer and make sure the compression settings are okay, the limiting, and the exciter and the Big Bottom. So that'll take a little time. And the other thing with those effects is you're committing to it. So you can't undo it later. Which again, so for streaming, again, Ed, it does sound like... It almost sounds like this is for streaming, right? Although it says podcast production studio, so... Or maybe they're catering to people who they just want to plug in all the mics and record it in a stereo file. Right? It's totally possible. 4 high-powered headphone outputs, that's good. Yeah, you can record directly to the micro SD card for completely self-contained operation. So you could take it on the road. You don't even have to plug it into a computer. You can just take it on the road. Obviously, it needs power, but then you just record onto the micro SD card. Live streaming capability, today's radio. What does that mean, though? Live streaming capability. Like, of course, like anything you can everything is live streaming capable. So I wonder what that means, or if they're just sort of reminding us that yes, we can do live streaming. All right, so this... Oh, here we go. Ed Sullivan writes, someone on Podcaster Support Group says they got this directly from Rode. At this point in time, the Rodecaster Pro has separate faders for each microphone, sound pad, Bluetooth channel, and phone channel, so you can individually mix each separate track of audio. Yes, that's good. When recorded onto the inbuilt micro SD card, it will sum all the tracks to one stereo track. Okay? If you wanted multi-track, you could connect via the USB cable to a computer with a DAW. There you go. So that's good. I'm very happy to hear that. So you can actually record multi-track in the computer. So hallelujah. Thank you, Ed Sullivan. Yeah, Rodecaster Pro. So this would be interesting. See, this would be... I can't wait to see Bandrew's review of this. It's gonna take a lot of work, right? For him to not only review it and try it, but then make a video and like demonstrate things and all that. So that's interesting. All right, podcast ads. I know you guys love ads. I should run ads on the lounge and on my podcast. I don't know, Mike. Mike McCallum, he's put a link in Facebook. I don't know. Anyway, I think he left. He went to the Warriors game. So people aren't skipping your ads. Really? Okay, well. So here, I kind of skimmed through this article, and basically first of all, podcast ads are, I don't know. To me, that's always weird to hear ads. I don't care who it is, where it is, what it is. It's just like, oh God, an ad. But that's life. So yeah, and most podcast apps you can actually skip the first certain amount of seconds, or you just skip forward 15 seconds or 30 seconds. You can actually set that. So here's what this guy's saying. That was a guy, right? Yeah, Christopher Lawson. What he's saying is when he looks at the Apple data, he only sees a little bit of a dip when the ads are being read. So his rationale is, and I don't know, it might say what show this is or whatever. Is it 99% invisible? I don't know. Why am I thinking 99% invisible? Because I saw 90%? Anyway, I get it. If you look at the Apple stats, you could see where it dips and people come back or whatever. I don't know. That's probably only in the Apple Podcasts app. I could be wrong about that, but that would be my guess. And there you go. So, I don't know. He's trying to make a point that, people are listening to ads. And, I mean, I guess people are, right? If you're not... A lot of people are savvy, though. They could skip the ads, right? You don't have to listen to the ads because you just skip past them. Or if the ads aren't so bad, you might listen to them. But Joe Rogan, I usually watch Joe Rogan on YouTube. I tried to listen to his podcast once, and it starts with ads, and I kept fast, and so I listened to like a minute or minute and a half or 2 minutes of ads, and I was like, oh my God, how many ads are on here? And so then I was hitting fast forward 30 seconds. Still ads, fast forward, ads, fast forward, ads. 8.5 minutes of ads. The first 8.5 minutes of that episode of his show was ads. I mean, that's just nuts. Like, I'd love to see the graph of that. You know, because it ain't a small dip for that. I would bet it's a much bigger dip. So anyway, I'm always afraid of ads anyway. Like, I don't want to, like, for my show, like the Podcast Engineering Show, like, I never want to have ads because it just changes everything. I don't know. Ed Sullivan, he find a sponsored segment is the least intrusive. Today's cigar cutting is brought to you by Perdomo Cigars. That's true. Yeah, a little sponsored segment like, hey, today's cigar cutting is brought to you by Perdomo Cigars. The best cigars from Mexico. Just go to perdomo.com or whatever, right? I'm making that up. But yeah, something short and sweet is nice. But these, the 60-second reads where like you got to, learn all about the company, and it's like, ugh. So, yeah, I actually had a conversation recently with a relatively big audio company about possibly sponsoring my show, and I'm just not that keen on having sponsors for my show. I mean, my show doesn't get millions of downloads, so what are they going to pay me anyway? $20, $50 an episode? Like, I mean, is it worth $25 an episode to tarnish my entire show? Anyway, you guys get the argument, right? But hey, you know what? I'm all for advertisers coming into podcasting and everybody making more podcasts and advertising more, grow the industry. I get all that. Yeah. It's just my feeling, personal feeling. Like, it's like kryptonite for me. Like, I hear it and I'm like, oh. Yeah, Ed, I might be surprised at what someone will pay for the right audience. I get that. Yeah, and I'm open to that. Maybe like a limited, like a 6-episode run, right? Or something. But, you know, for real money, I mean, I'm open to that. Especially if it's a company that, where I use their equipment every day. Sure. So anyway. All right, now, see, it's an hour into the lounge. Are you guys lounging? Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for, I don't know, liking the video, liking the stream and all that stuff. I always forget to say that, but, yeah, and don't forget the lounge. Like, I want to know from you. Like, if I'm, when I give an opinion, like, I want you to give me your opinion in the chat. Or when I'm talking about a plugin I just found that I'm liking, tell me what plugin you've just found and you're trying out and stuff like that. Like, Brandon Gonzalez is lounging. What's up, man? He's on Facebook, which is over there. That's why I'm looking over there. So, welcome, Brandon. Did you ever try this plugin, Soothe? Brandon, huh? Well, this is a plugin which I heard of a long time ago. Maybe even like a year ago. Or at least like 8-10 months ago. It was a long time ago. I heard about this plugin. And I went to the website, I looked at it, and I read the description, and I thought to myself, you know, I'd love to try this. It sounds great. But if you know me and my production, I have a lot of plugins. I use a lot of plugins. Like, I'm not someone who's in need of more plugins. But I don't know what it is. I found a video, or I saw someone mention this. Oh, that's what it was. I think it was Dave Pensato. Was it Dave Pensato? Pensato's Place. Doesn't he do a video show? Yeah, pensatosplace.tv. Yeah, Dave Pensato. He's a recording engineer, a mix engineer. He does music, and anyway, that's his website. But this is his YouTube channel where he used to do like a lot of interviews and autoplay. Does YouTube always autoplay? Anyway, this is Pensato's Place. Anyway, I recently saw one of his videos, and he was mentioning that he loves this. And so, you know, when something is recommended from someone who you know is a real pro, that means a lot, right? So anyway, so then I went to the website and I was looking at it, and you can try it, right? You can actually try this. So I did today. I tried it. I'll tell you what I did. But Brandon says he's trying to master the Sheps Omni channel for now. Yeah, the Sheps Omni channel is awesome. For those of you who don't know what the Sheps Omni channel looks like, this is the Sheps Omni channel. It's from Waves. Waves is the company. This is a great plugin, and it's funny. It's on sale for $29. A lot. Well, I won't say a lot, but frequently, it's on sale for $29, which is amazing because this is a really nice plugin because it has everything. Has the preamp saturation, the filters, the gate and expander, real nice EQ, 3 different compressors with a mix knob, and 2 de-essers, 2, and an output limiter. I mean, it literally, I tell people, if you ever had to buy one plugin, this is a great one to buy because it literally has everything, especially 2 de-essers. De-essers are one of those things that, like, it always seems like when you need one, like, it's just good to have 2. Anyway, so So I tried this plugin, and the thing with this, so you download it, and it's cool. You know, it's Windows or PC, and so, but you need an iLok account. So if you don't have an iLok account, so an iLok, you know what an iLok, it's a way that it used to be a physical, like a USB key, like not a key, a USB drive, which would have like your licenses on it. So like in order to run the plugins on your computer, you had to have the little little USB thumb drive in the computer. So that way only the person with the thumb drive can actually use the software. It's, you know, it's an interesting way to make sure that no one steals your software, or that, you know, and it's the way that the software companies can make sure that, you know, you're not buying the software and giving it to 17 of your friends, which is, you know, obviously what we all used to do in the late 90s and all that stuff. But so anyway, you just get a free iLok account, and then you download Soothe, you try it, and that's it. Then you just go through installing both of them, and then when you open up your DAW, it'll scan it, and oh, it's not here. Oh, there it is. I actually haven't. Today I tried it on my own voice just a little bit, and I actually didn't like it. Meaning, I didn't need it. I shouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't need it. So, I didn't use it. Anyway, this is it, and I don't know. I don't want to go through the whole plugin, but what it really is though is in the mid. Well, the name Soothe is a good name, because what it does is it's kind of like a de-esser, and a like almost like a de-harshness. Like if you want to just, if there's audio or someone's voice, it's like there's a lot of high frequencies, and it's harsh, you know. It's like, you know, you can EQ out some of the high frequencies, but what this thing does is it does it using like AI and like harmonics. And so like if I actually play a little bit of this, you'll see what it's removing. Let me see if I can do this.
So I sent Dave a note. I said, "Hey, are you up for some free consulting?"
Oh wait, sorry. How you get at home? You said you have two PCs and you get audio from one PC to the other. How exactly are you getting it? See, you can see how it's dipping right here. It's just dipping in different places all the time, because so when it's scanning my voice, it's noticing where the harshness is, and it's just bringing down certain frequencies that are harsh, and then you just dial in how much you want to use. And you heard when it was up really high how it was just literally destroying my voice. How you get at home? You said you have two PCs and you get audio from one PC to the other. Hear how that, I mean, that's just destroying the voice. You would never use it like that, obviously, but a little bit like this. How you get at home? You said you have two PCs and you get audio from one PC to the, so that's just making it a little less harsh in the mids and the high frequencies. So it's pretty good. I think with music, it would be like, with music you could really mess around and like make funny sounds and stuff. But for podcasting, it can be good for, again, that someone, if their voice is really harsh. Yeah. All right, Brandon's back on YouTube. What's up, dude? So Soothe, I don't know, it's a good one. They have another plugin called what's it called? Spiff, which is an adaptive transient processor, which it's kind of like a transient shaper. It's you know, it's, I mean, I recently started using a transient shaper, but that's like really, really advanced and subtle stuff. You know, mostly in podcasting, we just need EQs and compressors, right? Limiters and de-essers. We don't need reverb and delay and chorus and flanging and all that. So, any questions? And so, any questions on plugins you guys have? See, listen to this music. Is this really the chills? This is starting to really get to me because I mean, it's supposed to be the chill station, and it's like bang, bang, like, dude. See, now this is the ambient station. This is gonna be like putting us all to sleep, right? Or no? Rock, hip hop, happy, ambient, EDM, epic, chill. See, that's what I want. Anyway, you guys have any plugins you want to try soon? And so here's another idea I had for the stream and for videos and stuff. Like, and tell me what you guys think about this. Like, you know how Bandrew, he actually like gets microphones and he tests them, and every week he puts out a video testing a new thing. I was thinking of doing the same thing with plugins. Like every week, just download a new plugin from somewhere and just make a video. Just try and use it and try to break it and see what it can do, and just, you know, and then put out the video. What do you guys think of that idea? I don't know how long that would take me, and I don't know if that would be really that helpful, because I mean, are people really gonna buy like a zillion plugins? Like, if I'm doing one plugin a week, that's 52 a year. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or maybe it's just good content. If you have any idea about any of that stuff, again, marketing, I don't know anything about marketing. Brandon asked, do you prefer the compressor in Sheps or do you use another one? I use the one in the Sheps Omnichannel. That's one of the ones that I use. So I do use the compressor. On my voice, I use the FET setting. And I don't compress it too much. You know, my ratio is 3.5 to 1. My attack is just 1.5, and my release is 190. Yeah, I don't use too much compression here, but I do use it. I like the FET compressor. I like the sound of it for some reason, and it's very subtle, the difference between the VCA, the FET, and the optical. But if you click through, you'll know. And when you're testing it, make sure you bring the threshold way down, so you just crush it. Like, use a lot of compression. Like, use way too much compression. And then just click through optical, FET, VCA, FET, optical, VCA, you know, then test them out. So, wow, like I'm hitting Control Z, undo, and it actually undid all that. So that's one that I use. The other one I use a lot is the CLA 76. The old blue face. And not too much either. This one is weird. Like, the meter, even when the meter doesn't move that much, it's still compressing. So this one, if this meter ever goes to like -3 right here, that's a lot. So this one, I don't know why, it just seems a little. Anyway, it's just different compressors and meters are different, right? You got to learn each one. But this one is just great. It really does a great job of bringing it up front. I should do a tutorial video on which one? Well, I should probably do tutorial videos on a lot of things. I haven't done one on the Sheps. Andrew Sheps himself did a really good tutorial video of the Sheps Omnichannel. So go on YouTube, search for Andrew Sheps tutorial Sheps Omnichannel. There's two different ones. One is shorter, one's longer. And it's great because he literally walks you through every single button and dial. That's awesome. And then, I mean, the CLA 76 is very simple to use. There's just input and output. Like attack and release, we all know, those are standard. And the ratio, you mostly would probably just want to use 4 to 1 unless you're trying to crush something. And then the input is how, like, you're driving the input, that lets you know how much, like, the more you drive the input up, the more gain reduction you'll get. So that you use the input knob to get the gain reduction right, and then the output knob, you just set the output. It's like a makeup gain, that's all. And then there's also there's the bluey, but there's the black face one too, which is a little different. So when you get this plugin, you get both. So you just click back and forth, bluey or blacky. Brandon, yeah, you'd rather I do it. Okay. I mean, I'd have to watch his video, because there's a lot of, like, look, you can expand each section. So now this is the compressor. You can see, you can, have a side chain. And I mean, there's a lot here, man. This is, wait, what happened? Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot here. I mean, I could do it. Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. And, well, Brandon, for those of you who don't know, was a student of podcast engineering school. So as a student of mine, I would encourage you to go through and mess with each button and each knob. And go to the extremes. Like for saturation, put it up to 100. And you'll hear this. It's Google Hangouts. It's not actually YouTube Live. Those two things are... Hear how distorted that is? That's because of that. So, you know what I mean? Go through. You got to go through and do it. And so that's how you will learn the most. So, see my SSL-E channel strip. Oh, my poor SSL-E channel strip I haven't used in so long. But this is a good one too. Plugins are like your children. All right, maybe not. All right, well, let's keep rolling with the Podcasters Lounge. We're lounging, and yeah. So, just to zoom out for a minute, this is the 7th one I've done. So I've been doing it for about 5 or 6 weeks, doing it once a week. Well, but I did it on a weekend once, so I kind of doubled up 1 week. But anyway, my plan for the lounge is to do it until NAB at least, which is April. So I'll be doing every week until then. And I don't know. I mean, my vision of it was to have a lot of people here hanging out and chilling. But, obviously today's the night before Thanksgiving. I get that there's not a lot of people here, but even when it's not the night before Thanksgiving, like, I always wonder, like, what am I doing it on the right day and time, and how to grow this. So if any of you have any ideas on anything about the Podcasters Lounge, let me know. So Nectar 3 is made by iZotope, which makes just really great software. And Nectar 3, I was looking at this recently because they have auto level mode. This is what it was. Okay, so there's a vocal assistant which pretty much automatically scans your audio and then, like, suggests EQ, suggests compression, suggests all kinds of things. And one of them is auto level mode. Again, well, let me click on it. I'm not sure. I haven't used this, and I don't have it. But yeah. So ALM, auto level mode. Yeah, it's sort of it rides the level, so eliminates the need for corrective dynamics or riding the fader. So it's probably a lot like the vocal rider that I use from Waves, which is pretty good because, people trail off. Like, people will talk and then they'll just trail. And when they trail off, it's hard to understand. And so when you're mixing it, you gotta use compression. I mean, right? People trail off. That's why compression is one of the reasons why compression is necessary. But anyway, I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know. The Nectar 3 is like, I don't even know how much it is. $200. And it does a lot. But again, I'm not, this isn't one of those must-have things for sure. So, all right, let's move on. So Pocket Cast is an app, a podcast player app, and apparently they just had a major revamp. So here you go. Let's promote all the most popular podcasts. So anyway, I don't use Pocket Cast, but apparently it's a really cool app because I think it's for Android too. I might be wrong about that. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, Pocket Cast is available for Android. I'm going to zip up to the top. So I've never tried it, but it's pretty cool. I use Podcast Addict. So what apps do you guys use? All right. And this show, the pilot came out, look, a year ago. This is called Broken Record. The pilot came out a year ago. And literally just 2 weeks ago or so, they put out another episode. And then now they have a couple more. I haven't listened to... I listened to the first one, the pilot. Really good. Because it's with Rick Rubin and Malcolm Gladwell. And Bruce Headlam. I haven't heard of him. I don't know who he is. But anyway, Rick Rubin is an awesome music producer. Malcolm Gladwell is an awesome writer and thinker. And this is some more horrendous music. I might have to unsubscribe from this service. I mean, it's like every other song on my stream. I'm like, ugh, and then I gotta fast forward. That's terrible. So anyway, Broken Record. It's, the pilot was awesome, and I don't understand these titles here. And I don't know what they're doing, but I'm gonna listen to it because this is, oh man, people giving it bad reviews? What? You could do so much better? Wait, when did... Wow. Well, it has a lot of reviews, but why are people giving it such a bad reviews? Anyway, I only listened to the pilot. But he's saying that Eminem... You didn't identify Eminem until 4 minutes into it. Of course, they're trying to, leave a little cliffhanger in there. Right? Here we go. Let me just thumbs down the rubbish music. So Broken Record, I'm into that. I'm interested in that. And I don't know, I recently found out Dan Carlin has a Hardcore History addendum. It's a different podcast. His main show is straight up Hardcore History, which is awesome. But he only puts out like one episode every 9 months. But they're awesome episodes, and they're 4.5 hours long usually. So that's why it takes him 6 or 9 months to produce the thing, right? But it's only him talking, which is so cool. Anyway, there's this addendum show which I never heard, but it's only about a year old, and he's only done a few episodes. But they're not short. They're like about an hour each, something like that, I think. Anyway, it doesn't show on this page, but I looked at it before. Look at him, 2,500 reviews. Although I know there's shows that have way more reviews. In fact, if you look up... Let's see how many reviews Joe Rogan has. Yeah, 67,000. So yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, Hardcore History is a great show, and I'm going to check out this addendum show. It sounds like it's just, extra material. Interviews, musings, and extra material from the makers of Dan Carlin's Hardcore History? If it did not fit into the Hardcore History feed, it's probably here. What is it? The makers of Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Isn't he the maker? Is he hosting this? I wonder. Or is it like his producer? Hey, I'm the producer. We're going to talk about what didn't make the show. I mean, I hope not. I still want to find out what microphone Dan Carlin uses too. I've never known. But I'm on record as guessing that it's a condenser, which is not the hardest thing to, divine from his from his shows. Podcast marketing, how to promote your podcast on social media. You know what? I don't even feel like going through this. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know. Anyone else really fed up with social media? Is that the right word? Or exhausted with social media? It kind of exhausts me. Like, I don't know. I think when you have a podcast, or you have, let's just use a podcast as an example. You have a podcast, you're trying to get people to listen to it, so you're putting stuff out on social media. But is anybody getting like real engagement and stuff? You know what I mean? Like building a following or anything, doing something. I don't know. I'm just putting out stuff, and some people like it here and there, and okay, fine. But are you having any major success on social media? Here's another one of these songs. This is chill music, by the way. Can I just, the whole Approaching Nirvana band, can I just give them the thumbs down for the entire band, not just the song? All right. Oh, the memory mic. Did you guys hear about this? I think it's pretty new. So, all right, there's a phone you see on the screen, but then there's this. This is the actual mic right here. And so last year at NAB, the Sennheiser guys came up to our booth. We're in the podcast pavilion area, which we're going to be in April in Vegas. So if you want to go to NAB, you can actually get into the exhibit halls for free. There's a code I have for that if you want it. But the Sennheiser guys came to our booth because we're doing the Ask the Expert booth, and they showed us this mic, and it's pretty cool because the guy basically clipped it in his pocket. He put it in his pocket. He clipped it to his shirt. This thing on the screen right here, and it synchronizes Bluetooth to your phone. So anyway, the one guy had the phone. He was taking video. The other guy with the mic just walked away. He walked like 50 feet away, but he kept talking. And the microphone, it's really hard to see, but wait. Oh yeah, you can see it better here. See this little grating up here? That's the actual mic. So when you kind of point that up to your, if you did put it in your front pocket, you would have this pointing up toward your mouth. And so the guy walked 50 feet away, and they took a video, and he's talking, and you could see on the video, then he comes walking back, and then they replayed the video, and the whole time on the video, you could hear him perfectly, even though he walked away and all this stuff. So pretty interesting mic. They were calling it something different back then, but now they're calling it the memory mic. I don't know why they're... Oh, because it records... Oh, you know what it is? It records the audio. In addition to connecting Bluetooth to your phone and recording on your phone, in addition to that, it records wave, like high-resolution audio, wave quality audio on this unit itself. So what you could potentially do is use this to record and use any video camera to shoot the video, and later on download the really good audio off of the memory mic and then line it up, and then that's it. Yeah, it records up to 4 hours of audio, which will automatically synchronize with your smartphone video via a Sennheiser memory mic app. Yeah, so you can actually just upload this audio from here, and the Sennheiser Memory Mic app will line it up. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. I kind of want to try it. Maybe should we get Bandrew to try it? Bandrew, can you buy this one and do a review? Thanks. And Bandrew hasn't been here for a couple weeks. Jeez, we miss him. But I think he sent me a message last week. He's like, "Oh, sorry I couldn't make it. I was busy." And of course you're busy. He's doing all kinds of stuff. So you got the Sennheiser Memory Mic. This is, I don't know. And so wait, can we see like the mic itself? Oh wait, find a dealer. What about B&H? Oh yeah, $200. Sennheiser Memory Mic, wearable wireless smartphone mic. Records up to 4 hours, one-touch audio video synchronization, connects via Bluetooth, omnidirectional condenser element. This is what I was looking for. So this mic here is an omnidirectional condenser mic. And what omnidirectional means is it picks up sound from everywhere, every direction equally, which usually is not good. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not good. Because that's why we like directional microphones. Like my mic right now is pointed at my voice and it's picking up my voice, but if someone was to talk from the other direction, like if someone was to stand over here and talking to me, and the sound of their voice is going to hit the back of my microphone, right? And my microphone isn't going to pick up much of that voice. It'll pick up a little bit, but not much. It'll pick up a lot of my voice because it's picking up from this direction, not from this direction. So that's called directional. Also, the most popular directional pattern is cardioid. So an omnidirectional picks up sound from all 360 degrees, 720 degrees, whatever, equally. Which a lot of times you don't want that, because if you're in a loud place and you're trying to talk into a microphone, the people who are over there, all their sound is going to come into the mic. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. So you just got to know. Oh, and there's 3 reviews. And let's look at the reviews. Huh. Great mic, but beta software. Huh, that's not unusual. Sometimes connection issues. What's this one? The mic itself is quite good. Oh, by the way, that's another thing about omnidirectional microphones. Typically, they do sound, they just have a more full, robust sound. It's hard to explain. They just sound, it's like a more rich sound. It's hard to explain, but more rich, robust. It's subtle, but it's there. And the reason is because pretty much by nature, all microphones are omnidirectional. To make a microphone like this one, unidirectional, meaning it's only picking up from one direction, you have to do a bunch of phase tricks. That's why on this RE20, you can see there's a bunch of openings on the side of the mic. What it's actually doing is my main voice is going into this mic, and that's going in. Then some of my voice from around the room and from these directions is coming in, and inside the mic, they're flipping the phase of these sources and then subtracting it from my voice or what's coming in the front. Anyway, they just do phase shifting to cancel out the noise that's coming from the sides. That's how you make a microphone cardioid or unidirectional, you could say, meaning one direction. So if it's, again, omnidirectional is the natural state of a mic. It's just like, hey, it's whatever sound comes in, the mic's going to pick it up whatever direction it comes from. So so in the process of making a microphone unidirectional, you're doing some phase stuff. And so that phase stuff affects the quality of the sound a little bit. So that's why an omnidirectional There's no phase stuff going on. It's just pure sound into the mic, and you hear it. So it doesn't have any of that phase stuff going on. So that's why it does sound a little bit more rich. So a mic like this, like the one we're looking at, I mean, the mic probably does sound pretty good. But what did the 2-star person say? Great when it works, unreliable. Sound quality is undeniably spectacular, but the mic only works half the time. So anyway, sounds like Bluetooth issues, phone and app issues, and all that stuff. But again, it's recording. It's recording on the mic itself. So even if the Bluetooth connection gets messed up a little, you can just replace it with the local audio later. That's what you would do. All right. Where were we? Oh, podcast marketing. Oh, the memory mic. 12 days of UAD. All right. Well, the UAD, Universal Audio. I'm always interested in this. They have some of the best interfaces and on hardware. Like, this is like really expensive stuff and really good stuff. And for podcasting, it's totally overkill. But as an audio engineer, I always like to look at it and see what's on sale. And again, if I hit the lottery, I'd probably buy some of this stuff. So 18 quotes about podcasting. Hey, wait a minute. Now it says in the chat that it's 5 out of 5. Oh, I wonder if I comment on this. If I comment in Facebook, will it come up here? Onto the screen, onto the Restream chat? I haven't seen it yet. So 18 quotes about podcasting, right? I know this is just what you wanted to hear in the stream. This is from Mark Maron. The medium of podcasting and the personal nature of it, the relationship you build with your listeners and the relationship they have with you, they could be just sitting there chuckling and listening. There's nothing like that. Okay, Lex Friedman, CRO of Midroll. No one wants to listen to a 10-episode podcast about how great ZipRecruiter is at finding a job or helping hire the right applicant. But if we can create a show with someone like entrepreneur and author Seth Godin about what it means to be successful and being the most productive person around, that's going to appeal exactly to the kind of people that ZipRecruiter wants to reach. Okay. Podcasting is great. Total freedom. Bill Burr. Yes. That's it. Total freedom. That's actually quite poignant, right? Total freedom. Although, it's not total because Apple and everybody kicked out Alex Jones and all that, right? So, unfortunately, it's not total freedom. So, that sucks. Journalists have linked this online podcasting boom to the ubiquity of smartphones, time spent in transit, and online music services. Others attribute it to the brain-stimulating and addictive effects of audio learning, or the multitasking potential of listening. The beauty is in the overlap. All right, so these aren't the most exciting quotes, but I guess they're good. Maybe they're just not good to read over a stream. Your podcast content should not be about you, but about solving your prospect's problem. Steve Lubetkin. Wait. I might know Steve. Huh. Yeah, and by the way, that's if it's for a business. Like, that's if you're trying to promote your stuff to people, right? And that's the sole purpose of your podcast, is to have your prospects listen so you can help solve their problems. Like, I don't know. I don't even think the majority of podcasts are like that. I mean, what's Joe Rogan doing? Joe Rogan ain't solving anybody's problem. He doesn't have prospects. Right? My show, I'm not solving my prospects. I'm providing value to people who, when they find out about podcast engineering school, all right, if they're into learning about podcast production, maybe they'll look at my school. But I'm not. Am I really solving their problem? I guess I am solving some of their problems just by talking. I mean, that's my. I'm doing my show just to be out there and to provide good content. You know what I mean? So, I'm not. I don't know. Some people are business people, and it's just all about the business. It's all about, you're going to start a podcast? How much money can we make? What's the profitability, right? Literally, that's their first question. And actually, that's why a lot of people don't start podcasts. Because they just can't see how, because the reason is because they want to use a podcast to earn money, and they can't see how to do that, so then they just don't even start the podcast. Where the really good, the homegrown podcasts are just people who just really want to do a show, and people who actually know what they're talking about. Wait, it's another one from Steve? Oh. People are having more than one quote in here. Anyway, I'm tired of that. How to choose a name for your podcast? Well, we were gonna, I don't know who's still around in the chat, but we were joking about coming up with starting a new podcast right here on the stream. But I don't even know who's here. World Chess Championship. Oh, Heather's still here. Hey, Heather, you're still here. Someone's here. Yeah, Bitcoin went down a lot, if you didn't know. So, Heather, I think you're the only one here. I'm not sure. So, in that case, you know what time it is then, Heather, right? It's time to play a 1-minute bullet game. This is a 1-minute game, means I gotta play quick. Oh, really? Yes, I'm playing chess in the Podcasters Lounge, right? Imagine if we had, like if we were really sitting in a lounge and, like, able to like just have a real chessboard. That'd be cool. Oh, he took my queen. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, without a queen, this is going to be rough. And I'm down on time. So I'm going to have to try to flag this guy. I'm going to have to try and break this open. Attack his queen. Oh, look who got his queen now. And now I'm going to mess up his pawn structure. Now I'm going to come in here. Oh man. That hurts. White won. Oh, I lost. Oh, by 6 seconds. That was the worst game ever. All right. So let's try one of these other workouts. All right, start training. All right, let me turn off the music. Right now it's playing like a nice and easy, decent song, and and I'm gonna mute it. So let's start the training. Start training. It's like Rocky. All right, what are we doing? DB King. Wait a minute. Isn't this like the one, like the SonarWorks one we were doing? Match the Mix? Is this similar? Wait, no, the DB game DB King, Peak Master. Can I play Peak Master? All right, I'm just going to hit play because I don't know what's going on. Oh, this is the amplitude difference. Remember this? So it's you got to basically listen to the difference and say what the difference in level is before the gain and then after the gain. So I think this one's minus 11. Yes. Yes! Even Heather got it. Yes! That's 1.5. Very slight. That one's 0. Yes. Wow, I had to turn up my headphones. Oh. I revenged myself. Oh, see, I try to go too quick. I like doing it quick, though. I mean, like, sometimes if you take too long and then you get more confused. One life left. Oh, yes, I have 1 life left. Oh, wow. Continue. What does that mean? Continue training. Let's try it. Because I want a different game. All right, game completed. Ooh, Peak Master. All right, a peaking Bell EQ filter is being used to boost a certain frequency range. Find the boosted frequency. Use the EQ on-off buttons to compare the equalized and non-equalized sounds. All right, so we're looking to find the boosted frequency. Wow. Closer. That's like some... Yeah, I was going to say, that's like... So, So, I keep missing how accurate I am. I can't... 732. That's such a weird area. See, this is like, what? Anyway. This is weird. You know what? I think I'm done. Yeah, I don't want to play that anymore. That's not even I mean, it's okay. It's good training, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little tired. It's coming up to the end of the stream. Got about 6 minutes left. You know, it's been a 2-hour stream, which 2 hours isn't that much, but I'm definitely going to eat some food after this. And, Anthony Conti was here. Thanks, man. You have a great Thanksgiving and safe holiday as well. I don't know how long ago he left that. Anyway, I don't know if you're still here, Anthony, but thanks, man. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. It's a day to give thanks. And I think we're actually done with everything. Yeah, have a great one, Heather. I think we could punch out now. You know what I mean? So, all right. Well, thank you for being here, Heather. Thank you, everyone who was here previously. Really appreciate hanging out in the Podcasters Lounge. You know, tell your friends. If you want to invite people to join us on Wednesdays, just hanging out, doing stuff. If you have any news items you want to share, please, look, Scott Sakura. I told him, I asked him to tweet. I was like, hey, if you're chilling and you want to tweet at us, look. He's chilling with some canned beverage with a Wookiee cover on his beverage. Anyway, so yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Until then, you know what to do. Rock on. We'll see you next time. Obviously, this is all brought to you by Podcast Engineering School. Next semester starts January 15th, 2019. Learn to engineer and produce podcasts at a professional level. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Take care.